What's good? Y'all join in. Join in. Do this open panel real quick. Whoever want to join can join in. It's been a little while since I did one, but whoever want to join, the links in the comments. So y'all come on and join in. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Make sure I put everything in. Because I haven't done this in a while. But yeah, so I'm saying it's no ill will. There's no malice towards no one personally. I have nothing against anyone personally because I don't know a lot of my subscribers on a personal level like that. But to the ones that want to like infiltrate channels like mine, you just got to keep that same energy. It's universal laws, it's cosmic laws. You get what you put out. You know, everything it's about balance. You have to balance yourself out, man. I just don't want that. I just don't want that bad energy anymore. All good energy, man. So it's the law of attraction. You get what you put out. So if you put out a bunch of negativity, you put out a bunch of fake love, you're gonna get that back. But yeah, it's always best to find out who you are. So you gotta sometimes whether that's going within, meditating, just you gotta do 1 second, Yeah, the links in the comments to whoever wants to join. Do a quick little panel real quick. Yeah, but so you gotta be aware of agents, and you gotta be fully aware of people, want to steal your energy, try to get in your aura field and drain your energy, like leeches, a bunch of parasites. Can y'all see the link in the comments? Do anybody see the link? Let me see. Let me try to post it again. It's been a while since I've done a panel. All right, it's up. Yeah, y'all hop in the live, hop in the panel, hop on the panel. Shit, let's chop it up real quick. Anybody been seeing any like weird occurrences lately? Any type of sometimes you gotta be aware of low vibrational motherfuckers, man. People coming in with that low vibrational mindset, with these low vibrational ideologies, man. They be low key still following religion, talking about Jesus Christ, Jesus saves, and all this nonsense, talking about Jesus and reading out the Bible and shit like that, man. You got to be aware of people like that, man. So I'm saying they life force drainers, man. That's why it's best if you do have a YouTube channel, if you do make content, it's always good to take a break from this shit, you know. What's up, Trisha?
Hey, oh my
How you
gosh,
doing?
I'm doing great. It's like, so I'm kind of working at the same time. So it's out. So I'll be like in and out, but I just wanted to come on here real quick and just kind of clear things up because I know you don't know me like that.
Right.
Yeah. So It's like I just want to come here and clear. It's like, hold on, because I'm at work, so I have to like pause things for a little bit. This is gonna be quick.
Right, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Huh?
I said, yeah, the floor is yours. You get go ahead, clear your name. You
Yep.
know,
Okay, yeah. So okay. You know how you were asking like how I knew this dude and all this stuff because I'm from Louisiana. He's from Philly, right?
yeah,
So this dude asked me out the first time. I was like, dude, I live all the way in Louisiana, but he was like really pushy about it, right? And
yeah,
actually it was about a year and a half ago when I didn't give him my real phone number. I gave him my Google phone number. And because I did that, he started calling me a witch, a perp. But it was earlier this year that he came on my, YouTube channel and he was like, "Oh, I forgive you." He's like, "Oh, forgive me." So I forgave him, right? Little
right.
did I know that it was bullshit. He's just a virgin who's never had a girlfriend before. He's 26. He's desperate for something and he
Yeah,
claims to
yeah,
be targeted, right? So then
right.
he asked me out 3 times. I felt bad for the guy because I was like, damn, you this desperate? Like for a girl? So I was like, okay, sure. So I decided, I was like, all right, I'll date him. Yo, biggest mistake of my life. Not only are both his parents witches and fucking warlocks, his dad has a church. They got money. They live in $1 million house, right?
Oh, yeah.
These people
Hold
put
on, hold
me
on.
through.
Can I
Yeah,
ask you this? You said you met him from off of YouTube?
yeah, off of YouTube.
And one second, one second. What's up, Shruta? You good?
Hey, what's up,
Hey,
everybody?
how are
Hello.
you?
I'm good, chilling.
Long
Good.
time no see, man. I was wondering where you was at. Like, what Truth at? But I ain't
Yeah,
been doing no videos like
I've
that.
been in the gym. In the gym,
Nigga,
Oh, that's
all day.
good.
I go every day now.
That's what's up.
I gotta be on
Hmm.
it. Run away from these zombies.
That's what's up,
Hmm.
man. Yeah, I've been busy as hell myself too. I really ain't been dropping no content like that. I've been focusing on other shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, as you
Yeah.
should. But yeah, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? We talking about stalkers and creeps.
Yeah, dude in the
Yes.
comments. Yeah, go ahead, and finish. My bad. I
Yo,
didn't mean to
so
cut you off.
then little did I know, I had no idea he lives in $1 million house. His parents are in the church, definitely Freemasons. They put me through hell. They did a viral TikTok video saying I'm a human trafficking, uh, all this stuff just because they didn't want him to come down to my place. So he was super pushy about moving into my house, right? And he was like, because he's being targeted supposedly. So then, to the better of my decision, even though I had originally said I was not going to let him come down to my place, I was like to live here. I was cool with him visiting because I wanted to get a feel for who he was in person. Because like when you meet people online, it's not the same. They're not the same person that you meet over the internet. So he moves with me. This dude, oh my gosh, guys. The whole entire time he was perping me, gang stalking me. I had to tell him to take a shower. I had to tell him to brush his teeth. He just all this stuff. And he just, the way he was
Can I,
acting,
can I
he
can I
just,
ask you this? Was he Caucasian?
no, he's black. He's black.
Oh shit. All right, my
Yeah.
bad.
So then I was just like, what the
Are
hell? And
you black? Or what's your nationality or race,
I'm
whatever?
Haitian. I'm black.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, like, I was like, he came down here. The whole thing was to get a reaction out of me. I finally popped because I couldn't take it anymore. I mean, I was putting money into this dude. I put $479 into this dude. And all it was just constantly manipulating me, constantly trying to get things out of me, being creepy as shit. Now, again, I did exchange nudes with this dude because I thought I could trust him. And he was my boyfriend. So I was like, why not? I haven't had anything since me and my son's father, who was in the Air Force. But now he started, when I lived with my son's father, he started being gang stalked himself. So the reason why we broke up was so that I could have it stop for him because he was getting fired from his job. They were putting nails in his tires, like just terrible stuff. So that's why we ended up separating because of the program. And he's never perped me. He's never tried to set me up, my son's father. Never. But this dude, he came to my house. He was looking through my phone. He took pictures in my house of different rooms. When we broke up, I did not know that he was going to go and put the pictures inside of my house on his community page. Then he took my nudes, put them on his community page, and then removed them. He sent my nudes, pictures inside of my house after we broke up to trolls who were trolling me.
Man,
He sent it to
dude sound like a real weirdo, like a real.
Yeah. He was recording me in my house. If you go to his channel is Jedi Night Tiger. He has videos of him recording me, calling me crazy after he made me pop. I couldn't take it one day, so I was just like, yo, you get the fuck out of here. I couldn't take it anymore. What this dude was putting me through.
I have a
And then,
question.
yeah,
What initially attracted you to this person? I'm kind of new. I've
right.
been out of the loop, so I don't really know what's going on.
Yep.
But I'm just trying to understand because the at the end of the day, the common denominator is ourselves. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think, everything that, someone else does to you, of course, you don't blame yourself, but it's about
Right.
how much you will allow someone to do to you. So,
Mm-hmm.
my question is, what initially drew you to this person for you to give them so much access to your life?
I felt bad. The reality of it is, it really is me. I felt bad. I felt bad that, he was in his, because the story that he told me, like, oh, his parents are so horrible to him and he's stuck in this basement. And I just felt bad. And there was definitely some manipulation, play on my emotions, and I gave him way too much access to me. That is a fact. And then I'm
You,
pretty much paying for it because now, instead of him just going peacefully and being like, okay, we broke up, whatever, now this dude is obsessively stalking me. He's hell
And that,
bent on
and
destroying me.
I don't want to cut you off, Trisha. And this is why I respect Truther so much
Yeah.
because she told me when I first started communicating with her via email that you like I don't want to like give people too much access to me, and I kind
Mm-hmm.
of regret doing that myself, making YouTube videos. I've given a few people from off this platform access to like my phone numbers. I don't mind talking to people, man. I'm just a humble dude. I'm a country dude, so I don't. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. But then you gotta think people become weirdos, man. People be having ill intent. They want to get your
Yep.
number, your email. That way they can start using that shit against you. They like undercover agents, man. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we so naive because we want to like just reach out to people because you get lonely and being in a world full of zombies. So you're like, okay, somebody on the same
Right.
time as me. But the whole time that's an agent. That's a demon coming in a disguise with somebody is coming to acting like they're your friend, but in all actuality, they coming to do some harm to you. That's
Yep.
how it be from
Exactly.
off this shit. You can't. That's why. That's why I fell back from this shit. This is why I really don't like giving out my email and number to people anymore like that. Because motherfuckers be weird, dog. Like real weirdos, man.
Yep, exactly. Like I agree. And that's why when you had asked me, to exchange numbers, I was like, you know what? I was like, let me, think about it because you don't know who people are.
Yeah, but
And this
me
isn't the
like
first
it's
time
a
that
dude.
happened to me too.
It's a dude from off here. His name is Free to Pay Attention. I've been talking to this dude on and off the phone for like 2 years. Like he texted me the other day. We talk like we brothers, man. He a
Hmm.
real dude. I'm a real dude. I'm the same way I'm on this YouTube platform as I am off of YouTube, man. I don't get
Hmm.
on here and talk one way, then I'm off this motherfucker and I'm doing something else. It's just
Hmm.
but I get what you're saying though. You can't you
Yeah.
can't you can't fuck with everybody from off this YouTube, man. Especially people in this conscious community, because a lot of these motherfuckers is agents, man.
Who you think the conscious community is bad? The gang stalking, it's full of agents. I don't know
I
who's
feel I
who.
feel like a lot of these niggas ain't being gang stalked. I seen a nigga with no teeth in his mouth with a cat walking around with a camera talking about how he being gang stalked. Say, man, this nigga's brain is super fried. So ain't nobody watching your dusty ass, man. What's wrong with these dudes? I'm not saying they
Yeah.
don't. I'm not saying they don't exist. But who? Come
Okay.
on, man. But like,
Right. And
you
then
know
the
what I'm saying?
reason, sorry, keep going.
No, my bad. You
And,
could. Look.
and the reason why he found your channel, because remember, now that I think about it, I said it was Virginia. I apologize. I didn't mean to say that.
There you go. Camera phone cut off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit happened out of nowhere. Like he started commenting on my channel out of nowhere. It's like some Jerry Springer shit. I'm like,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I
I've
ain't
been
been
out,
like,
I've been out of the loop for such a long time in my own bubble, so I don't know anything. It's just, you have to be, especially when you're in this conscious community, you have to be okay with being by yourself. And I think that's a lot of people's issue. It's not even out, it's outside of the conscious community. A lot of people are not okay with just being by themselves and, addressing their own, darknesses that and weaknesses that they have to work on. We sometimes open ourselves up to people that have no business being in our lives because we refuse to do the work that we need to do on ourselves. And I'm just saying this from pure experience and examples because it's a constant thing that you have to work on. Like I was saying before, it's really easy to, blame the after effect of once someone comes into your life and they continuously showing you these red flags and you're continuously ignoring all of these blatant red flags from these people. You have to, at the end of the day, look at yourself why you, one, allowed that person in your life, allowed them to stay in their life for that long, and what ultimately all that means. And a lot of
right,
that probably goes back to trauma, childhood trauma, and things not being addressed from previous relationships. Instead of trying to find new relationships, whether it be through friendships or romantic. So, that's just a little advice I would just give. Just be discerning. The Creator gave us the feelings of discernment for a reason, and if it doesn't feel right, if this person is weird in any type of way, that's the sign from the universe tell or whoever, or just your natural sense being alive telling you, you know what, let me vet this person more. Let me be a little bit standoffish. Let them earn their access to me. And I
right.
say that from experience because I just used to give, I thought I had a vibe with a guy and we were, having a good time. And, that was their representative the whole time. And then it gets to a point where you have an issue, and then that's when the real mask comes off, and you're like, whoa, I didn't even know who this person was. I was being myself the full time. But because I didn't step back, I didn't say, okay, I'm giving this person these certain boundaries, they were able to step over those and, do what they wanted to do in the first place.
Right. Right. You right.
So
And
yeah, it's
I
no, it's
give
no, I'm not, I'm not trying to bash the person that was on the live or anything. It's just advice for anybody listening.
yeah, that's real shit. That's real. Yeah. I totally agree with you. Cause I don't give access people to people like that in my like real life out in the matrix. Like I'm kind of like in a bubble when I'm out and about, just like in my everyday life. I'm a loner. Like I don't fool nobody. So I just need to learn to be more like that on this YouTube shit.
Well,
Sometimes
we had multiple conversations on live, sir. I already told you what's T.
yeah, you
You
told
can't
me, but
act
you
like
know
I
I'm
told
gonna
you
do
not to trust. You gonna look. You gonna do your thug thizzle, but I already told you not to trust these people on here. They weird. They getting checks to pay for their lifestyle. They don't want to work, so they gonna blood in. They don't want to do no real work. So they look. Oh, I get to work for the system and be online all day harassing other people. I don't have to actually go and do a real job. Hell yeah, sign me up, bleed me in, baby.
right. Yeah, you told me. He's like, man, don't be trusting these motherfuckers, man. I had to learn the hard way. A lot of these motherfuckers is agents, man. They real life shields. I think
You
old
need to keep
girl
them
that
on
came on
check.
the panel. I think I know old girl that was on that panel that time talking about she was in bed with the Masons. She an agent, man.
I told you she was. I said it on the live. I said, great story, bro, but everything you saying kind of is giving Freemasonry but realness. Speaking of, I was just in an estate sale owned by blatant Freemasons.
Right.
Blatant. Like they had pictures of them doing the ceremonies and everything.
standing in front of inside of a pentagram. Man, I did a window cleaning job
No, they weren't
yesterday.
inside the pen. No, they had the full regalia on. They had the little, the little cloth over the private areas. They had the swords, Scottish masonry. Yeah, they probably were the highest order. I was at a estate sale.
Like you did it, do your job, and that's
No,
what.
no, no. There's estate sales all. You could just go on estatesale.net and find estate sales in your
Oh, okay.
area.
I
And
see what
so
you're saying.
I go because the people be having cool stuff. A lot of the stuff at the estate sales is cheaper, and the quality of the items are better because the shit they make it now is just horrible. So I go there and I get to see how other people are living, and but then when you really start to take picture of look at the pictures, and some of the family members have switched skeletons, and then I saw the G, the Freemason G with the compass. Yeah, they was repping. They said they weren't hiding not a damn thing.
Wow, that's how
Yeah.
it be. Yeah, they don't mind showing it. I was doing a job yesterday, a window cleaning job at this house, and I'm inside the house. I'm going to collect the payment. I look on the table. It's a Masonic G on the table, like the symbol on the
Yep.
table. And the dude was telling me how he built the whole town. I'm like, this
Yep.
motherfucker's a full blown Mason.
Yep. He a founder, right? Remember when Masons said they're founders, right? They didn't say they actually built it. They said they found it. Like finders, keepers, losers, weepers. They founded those towns, which meant those towns already was there. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me let this dude on the stage. Yeah,
Okay.
what's good, man?
So this is the only thing I can tell you.
Oh no, man. What the fuck was that?
I already told you it was gonna be on some bullshit.
Let me block
You
this
need
nigga.
a cough drop entity.
Man, leave. God damn, there's some weird motherfuckers on this motherfucking YouTube. That's why I'm saying I don't want to do this shit no more, man. I don't want to make
That
videos
nigga
no
need a
more, man.
Ricola.
What the fuck was that, man? Dude sound like he was eating. Dude sound like he. Oh
Get
man,
your
dude sound
Macy
like.
Gray, Whoopi Goldberg voice having it.
Hey, you dated dog? You dated that weirdo? Ain't no way.
Me?
No, not
Oh,
you, not you, Truth. I'm talking about Tristan Jerome.
I ain't date none of these weirdos.
These
Look.
niggas is weird, man. What's wrong? What the fuck is? Oh
You
man,
call me a cat lady. Fuck that. Cats kill mice. They keep the evil spirits away. And these
that
people
was a
are
full
on one.
blown dude. That was a full blown demon that was just on that damn on that mic.
Look. He just coming out of his true self, or they. We just gonna call them they, cause that's what the Bible says. They
Right,
live.
man. It's
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, man. Do you feel like it's a lot of like so-called woke channels that like we already talked about that are just agents, man? They work for the other side.
Yeah, I believe like 99.9% of most of these channels is opposition. They're lower levels. These people get paid. They live in a Section 8 housing. That's probably the form of their payment through the Freemasonry. They have multiple ways to get these people in here because people are desperate and they don't want to, like I said, they don't want to really work outside of being on their own feet. So they're going to blood in.
Right. And they blackball people like us too. I've been blackballed. I got blackballed for the past before I started my own shit. I was blackballed everywhere. Every job I've ever worked, I've always got blackballed,
That
man.
ain't blackball. That's a blessing. That's blessing ball. See it like that because it's keeping you away from them people. Sometimes it's cool not to. It's good not to be included because the ones that are included, they going through it.
Right,
I'd rather be blackballed. Exclude me. I'm not eating no shit for you knowingly. I'm not
right,
drinking no piss knowingly. I'm not
right.
letting people run up and out me because I'm trying to get to a higher level in this fake world. I'm not doing any of that. I'm cool being right where I'm at.
And
If
that,
that
and that makes
means
hey, look, that make total sense. Well, old girl said she had like 7 different husbands. Like I think that's a ritual. Don't they gotta do shit like that to work up the ranks?
they have to pass you through and pass you around, it's a sex cult. At the end of the day, as much as they want to act like it's for brotherhood, and at the end of the day, the crux of the matter is that all of these organizations, it all goes down to sex. It's just about sex.
Look,
It's a
look,
sex
look,
cult.
look. Old girl she said Masons are beautiful people. This can't verbatim. I said, oh man. I said this
Yeah,
shit
let
is
them
so
have it. Hey, thank you for telling me.
I don't
Yeah,
be
but these
seeing the
people
signs. Like I
let
be
them
listening to
rock.
people. I be listening to people, but I don't be. I'm like, I had to find that for myself. Like, hey, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even want to do this YouTube shit no more. To be all real with you, truth, I really don't, man. This shit's so watered down. I've been so like, we've been so infiltrated. It's like, it's like you don't know who the fuck is who.
Yeah, that's why I told you before. You have to protect yourself. You have a family. People over here asking about your wives and stuff. I've never asked about the first thing I told you. Hey, we have a good rapport on here. Let's keep it here. You have a wife. I'm respectful of married people in their relationships. I don't, I'm not gonna exchange numbers because I don't even want anybody thinking that I'm a part of any of their marital issues. And then you have people texting you about your wife. So it's just nah,
Yeah, that was
nah.
some weird
I
shit.
don't I don't
What's
I
up,
don't do
Duncan
that.
Wonderful? Yeah, that was some weird shit. Like out of nowhere, like texting,
It's
like
like,
how's your
okay, are
wife?
they watching your wife? Like, that's crazy.
Like she texted me one thing and then say, "Hey, how's your wife doing?" I looked at the messages, I just deleted it. That's like I don't want to talk to this motherfucker no more. I said, this motherfucker is weird. This motherfucker's a mason. This motherfucker's in bed with masons. I don't give a fuck how many videos you on your how many videos you put on your channel about spiritual shit. You are one of them. You are a fucking mason.
Yeah, they're gonna promote the spiritual stuff because they have to reel you in. It's like a siren. It's like those sirens during the Greek time, where they talked about how the sirens would in the seas would sing very beautifully to entice the ships to go towards them. And then by the time they realized that they were pretty much about to get shipwrecked because they pretty much were drawing them into rocks and things that would destroy the boat, they saw the face of the siren and it was an ugly demon creature. That's what a lot of these channels are.
Shapeshifting ugly motherfuckers are Nephilims, man.
Yeah, that's why one of the creatures came online and started speaking.
That was a real deal demon that was just
Yeah,
on the other end of that mic, man. I'm telling you.
yeah, they call themselves the Reaper. Reap some cough drops. How about that?
The
Go right
real
to CVS, Walgreens, Dwayne
man.
Reed. Go get you some cough drops. Reaper.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking to myself, damn, what would make old girl like deal with somebody like that, a real weirdo like that? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
That's why I said it goes back to the end of the day, it goes back to your own personal, it goes back to you. You could blame everybody all up and down the street you want. But at the end of the day, people looking at you like, why did you decide to stick with that? That's it. And now I had people have to tell me, you have to give me some real talk. Like, why do you let that motherfucker play in your face like that for so long?
Right.
And you
Yeah,
have to look, you have to sit down in a dark closet, turn the lights off in the dark closet, and really think, why did I let this motherfucker in my life treat me like this? What do I do not like about me that I would let somebody come in my and disrupt my whole life like that?
right,
And you
right,
have to put it back to you. Kick
right.
that
Yeah,
bitch
yeah.
out your life. Don't do the same stuff that you did before. Take that L and move on. Take the L
Protect
and
your
move
energy at
on.
all costs. Protect your energy at
But
all
you have to
costs, man.
acknowledge what you did and how you let somebody in your life like that. When they didn't have any access to you, it wasn't like some person was living in your house. They're not related to you. You don't have any real connection to where they would have to be in your life. You let them come into your life. So
Yeah,
you have
you know
to.
what I'm saying. I blame myself when it come to that because I let a few suckers into my aura, into my, like, try to get my energy, and I let them in. But that's just me negating the fact that I got to be mindful of where I'm at and who I'm dealing with. Everybody ain't who they say they are. I feel like like I said, I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But they come in, they got this colonizer mentality. They come in and say we come in peace, but in all actuality, they got nefarious ways about themselves. They coming in to do harm. You know.
Yeah, the colonizer spirit, not even colonizer spirit, is just the spirit of discontent and the spirit of chaos. These people have those things inside of them and they haven't addressed it. So they just bounce around from, people to people and person to person to, push that energy off on because they don't want to deal with their own stuff.
Right.
So, at the end of the day, it all goes back to you. Don't allow those people back into your life again. And if you see those characteristics, then that's a sign to telling you that they're not the people that's supposed to be in your life. You know. But
Like you said,
blasting the next.
the
I'm
universe
sorry.
only gonna place you where you need to be at, and place people around you that need to be around you at that point in time in your life. So,
And it's gonna show you the lesson because here's the thing. If you just sit here and blame the other person that came into your life that you decided to bring into your life to do all these stuff to you, and you just blame them, you're not learning the lesson. And that's when the universe is gonna bring the exact same motherfucker back into your life because you didn't go back and reflect and see, hey, you know what? Maybe I didn't, what signs I didn't see from this motherfucker that I should have seen so I don't repeat the same one with the next person.
right,
Because you're gonna always be attracting the same type of crazy chaos, gang stalker, people that have loose marbles because you are not doing the work internally to be like, I can't give this person this access to me. I
right.
don't give a fuck what they talking about. I don't give a fuck if they know the Freemasonry handbook from up to down. I don't care if they know that all these motherfuckers is transgenders. It doesn't matter that they know that information. What else? What's the content of your character? What's your
Right.
morals like? What's your integrity?
Principalities and shit like
Those
that.
are important. The flesh, the devil was the most beautiful angel, correct?
Right.
Exactly. And that's on purpose. The creator made the devil the most beautiful angel to give us a lesson, to show us that it don't matter what they come in looking like. The intent in the heart of the devil is still evil. And so it doesn't matter what the person looks like or what they send out of their mouth. The intent of the heart is still potentially evil. You can't let these people glamour you. You end up looking messed up or dead in the ground somewhere because you trusted people because they future faked you. That future faking shit is real. When people act like they want to be a part of your life and want to have a real future with you and they know that's something that you want, they will use that stuff against you. So that's what you have to know personally about yourself. Like, is this person playing me? Is this person being real? Like, you have to keep questioning. I don't care. You have to. So, Kentrell, stop giving these motherfuckers your number. You have it. I told you last time.
Yeah, I already
Hello?
know. Yeah, I know. I
Okay.
know. You told me.
Kent-
You kept it real with me. You told you can't be giving these motherfuckers your number and email, but I'm gonna do what I do. But
One
hard
day
head.
you gonna come out and the one with them weirdos gonna be standing outside your house. You gonna have to pop them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring that
I'm
blue up
telling
my
you.
closet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I can't from here on out. I'm not doing it no more because I just can't, man. Just too many weirdos and they on some gang stock and shit. They want access to your number and your email. They ain't no telling who they in conjunction with. They can be giving my number and email to other motherfuckers. They could be in bed with the government agents, man. I mean, I'm not scared of it. I ain't scared of these motherfuckers by a long shot because there's nothing they can do to me. I don't fear nothing. I don't fear death. There's nothing they can do. They only can fuck with me here in the physicals, but I don't fear these motherfuckers. They gonna come mess with me. They gonna get their ass beat for one, because I know how to fight. And for two, I know how to protect. Yeah, I know how to protect myself, so I ain't worried about nobody. You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand. No, I definitely understand. But people be on, like we said, like we always say, you never know what these people are on. Drugs, on demon time. You just never know. And if you know how outspoken you are about certain things, you never know if they these low level people they may it could potentially be a bounty on you, and whichever lower level weirdo gets access to you first, then they get maybe $5 extra on their check. Like it, like you just.
Damn. Is that is that deep? Damn.
I'm not saying it's like that, but I'm just saying you have to
Yeah, I
think
know.
like that.
I
You
know. I
got to
know.
think like that because they don't want anybody really talking and speaking out about anything that's different from the script. So if anybody's talking different, they go, "Oh shit, okay, he got some. Let's see if you got some Masonic family members to see if we could touch him that way or persuade him this way." They come at you with little soft launches like, "Oh, they start bringing up stuff that you might have brought up on your YouTube, and you're like, damn, I ain't never talked to them about that. Why they bringing this up?" Then you trail back and you're like, oh, they Masonic people. That's why, because they got people watching, and
Right,
it gets
right.
back to certain other people.
Right, and
So
that's why I fall back from making content a whole lot from time to time. Like I might go through a spurt where I make a video every other day, but sometimes like man, let me fall back because I can feel myself being spiritually attacked, or even my loved one, somebody around me, my child, my wife, somebody in my immediate family might get spiritually attacked. So Okay, I'll be like, okay, I see the Matrix. The Matrix, because me and Dark and Wonder was talking about this the other day. Like, if you put out too much content, make the simulation gets mad, and they'll find a way to get back at you. You know, I run my own business too, so they might try to they'll try to sabotage my business. So I'm mindful of that. Let me fall back from doing this shit for a while. Let me focus on this shit here. You
Yeah.
know,
Because a lot of the
because that's what
business are
matters. That's
directly
what
tied
matters to
into
me
them.
more than doing this YouTube shit. You know, running my business is man. That matters to me than this more to me than this YouTube shit. You know,
Yeah, it makes sense because the YouTube is not real. YouTube is real life to people that's directly plugged in, getting that beast check. If you ain't getting a beast check, then you just come on here for as like a little hobby or whatever, you know.
right, right.
But yeah, man, how has it been? How has life been outside of I'm not trying to switch a topic, but how has life been outside of YouTube?
Man, it's been great, man. You know, it's been great. My business been flourishing. I've been getting way more contracts. I'm kind of behind as we speak right now because I ain't gonna be on here too much longer. It's been good, man. You know, it's been good energy for me. You know, I've been going up. My family good. Everybody good.
Yeah,
You know,
blessings. That's positive. That's all you need, really. This stuff is fake. These people, a lot of these, even the ones that's trying to climb up the ranks, they really miserable, and that's on them.
yeah, because they sold out a long time ago. How
Some of
about
them
you?
didn't have a choice.
Everything been good with you?
Yeah, everything been cool, man. I just been, like I said, focused on my fitness. Um, enjoying the weather. It's been up and down. These stupid cicadas supposed to be coming through soon, so that's about to mess up a lot of frequency stuff because they have that sonic. It's something about their screeching. It's like a sonic screech frequency that's gonna be. I feel like it's really about to mess people up. So that's why I'm in the gym because people went and got the juicy juice, and they're like doing stuff with the frequency. So I think it's in conjunction with these cicadas. So I'm just preparing
Right.
for that.
Right. It's a real spiritual war outside, you know. That's why I try to keep my vibrations high. I try to keep my frequencies right. You know, I try to vibrate high. You know, I try to spend as much time as I can outside in the sun. If I'm like that's why when I'm out cleaning windows, I'm out in the sun. I'm just trying to soak up that sun, you know. You're trying to evolve, you know, stay away from low vibrational motherfuckers, away from zombies, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to though, because it's like the more you try to keep to yourself, the more you focus on. It's like they feel that you like. It's like the more that you are more insular within yourself, it's like the more they want to kind of actually come and be around you. It's quite strange. I see that a lot at the gym. I see that a lot. Yesterday I went to the beach. I'm trying to just be by myself and just, listen to the waves and stuff. And here comes somebody want to be like right under me. Like I don't even know this person. And they like it's like they gravitate towards you the more that you kind of switch your energy. And it's like they
Right, right.
subconsciously know that you're trying to vibe it at a higher, frequency, and they want to suck off of it like a leech.
The energy vampires, man. They want to come inside your aura field.
Yep, yep. So, yeah, that's mostly it. The more and more like I'm working now, my energy is changing. Um, I'm getting different. I'm getting treated different by people. It's like the more fit you get, especially as like an Aboriginal person, I think it threatens a lot of people.
Right, right. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, staying in shape is key. It's key. That's what shit. I've been outside shadow boxing a lot. You know, I might get me a heavy bag, so I'm working out on a heavy bag more than what I was doing that a few years ago. And you
You
start
put
like
weights on your
walking more.
ankle, like
Huh?
put weights on your. If you put like weights on your ankle while you working, I swear to God, you gonna be like fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah, you right. Yeah, I seen some boxers training like that. Yeah, I'm fast now, but you right. I could be a little bit faster.
Yep. Cause like I work out like I like to work out with like ankle weights or wrist weights and like different things like that. Like so if I'm doing my regular like cardio workouts or anything like that, it's just like once that muscle gets stronger, your cardio is just out of this world. So like even if you when you do your job, like put on like 5 pound ankle weights or something. I don't know. I don't know how if you care how people look at you. I don't really care. I wear whatever I want, but um yeah, it's amazing. You'll see the difference for real.
fact, I got a chest weight in there, like a thing I wear on my chest.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is that nice?
Yeah, I got one of them in the closet in there.
Yeah, put that on. Not of course I know it get hot as hell up there in Indiana, but
Yeah, it'd be hot as shit here, but my melanin be soaking that shit in. We want with the environment, so it really don't bother me. I be seeing everybody else walking around like they better pass out, drop dead. I'm good.
look, they be so no white people be so hot up there. You can hear the nigger about to come right off their lips.
Oh shit!
They can't take it.
Nah, they can't take that heat, man. They're not Caucasian people can't take that sun like that, man. They can't. That's one thing I know. They always they try to act like us originals are inferior to them. No, you can't. They can't take that sun, man. I don't give a fuck who. None of them. They can't take that sun the way we can.
They be beating them down, man. Beat them
They fucking.
down.
I swear to God, man. I seen it do. I don't want to swear to God because I ain't. I'm gonna take that back. But I put this on myself. I seen somebody the other day. This dude's skin was so fucking red. It was so burnt from that sun. I said, God damn.
Yep, yep. When I went to Florida, I was at one of them Florida beaches. The white people were walking down the beach. I didn't know that they were white. I thought they were brown people until they walked past me. They were white people, but their skin had got so beat down by that Florida sun that they was pretty much like leather. They were leather. They're like walking jerky. I'm like, what the fuck?
Damn.
Yeah, like the whole skin was brown. You know how like just say like you keep some ground beef or turkey out a little too long, and
Right.
it's and the blood color starts to turn brown. That's
Yeah.
what their skin looks like.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah, it's bad, man.
Like
And
they
you kind of
can't
feel
take it. They cannot take that sun. I'm
no,
like,
they
why are
can't.
y'all and all them old white people go to Florida just to shrivel up.
And you think to yourself, like, man, and they try to indoctrinate us as adolescents that they were superior to us. And you think now you look at them like man, like I kind of feel bad for them sometimes. Like, damn, they can't help. They was born like that. Like, they biology, their anatomy can't take the natural environments of this planet. That let you know they GMO. That let you know that we the originals. That let you know that they genetically modified organisms. They was spliced in a lab. They come from us.
They come from us, but at the end of the I was thinking about this. I remember we had that conversation and we were ultimately saying that we're the reason why we're in this position.
We are. Our own people sold us out. Niggas that look just like us sold us out. So they gave the colonizers the blueprint on how to get to Turtle Island, on how to get here. Yeah, niggas look just like us sold us out.
Yeah. They sold us out and it's just interesting. I'm listening to a lot of like, I'd be all over YouTube and I was listening to the Manosphere, one of those channels, and they were talking about a lot of them go into like deep dive like about DNA and whether we're like African or whether we're Aboriginal. And one of the conversations were saying that you know our people, the ones that were on this continent, kind of ruled everything, and all the other groups kind of came together and went against us. Like that was their main type of like argument, is that we kind of ran things, like we were like maybe the Roman kind of, maybe like in the Roman Empire we controlled a lot of things, and then they kind of got tired of it and wanted to take things back over.
Yeah, that's true, but the black hand is still in control to this day. They had to like paint the picture that these Caucasians and these Javentians and that these conquistadors are in control. Actuality is niggas that look just like us are still running this planet till like we was doing this a million years ago. They still in control to this day. They hiding out over there in Morocco, over there in Sweden, but they still in control, still in position of power. Melanated people, you gotta think we get worshipped overseas. All those politicians overseas worship melanated beings. It's over here they whitewashed everything. They made it to where we've been subjugated to like being inferior, but because they had to do that in order to make us forget who we were and who we like where we come from. We got royalty in our bloodline. I tell my daughter this all the time. I say your bloodline is royal. Yeah, I can just feel it. I can feel it inside of me. I know who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't want to be royal because I don't want to be tied to none of that demonic crap.
No, not. I'm
Please.
not saying like necessarily like not like on the world stage, the kings and the queen, not them. I'm talking about like just like our Indian heritage, our us being original, us like
Mm,
being tied to like the pyramids, the Nile, the Mississippi. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah, no, we definitely are like, I would say we're the foundational, races. Because I do believe that across the world, like there's so many signs and symbols of, brown people, melanated people being the rulers worldwide, even in Asia. Like those people were the original Asians were dark, the original
Right.
whites were dark,
Right.
and a lot of that history has, became whitewashed. Um, and you know what, it's starting to make sense because, like they always talk about there's like that 1%, and that would have probably been the 1%, that 1% of those black nobility that was like, we don't, we want to still be in control, and we need a smoke screen, so we're going to create these lighter races to smoke screen us really controlling everything. We're going to
Right.
create white supremacy globally to, take over everything so that ultimately it doesn't look like it's us that's doing it. We can, blame it to this other new race of people that we just, popped up on the scene.
Right. And you're right when you say that, because I'm like back in the day, a lot of the times my dad would always blame the white man because my dad, like I told you, we come from Mississippi, and my dad got that mentality. He would always blame the white man, not knowing that the so-called Caucasian man is being controlled by the black hand. Like you said, they put them on the stage to take the distract us from like the people that's really in control. Niggas that look just like us, but they not us.
Yep. They brought the light. They brought the light, right? The light skin.
Right.
That's why, like, it's like, it's always been like the light came down, a light came down. I think the only light that came down is that they created light skin, and then people became obsessed with being something that they weren't, and then they were able to utilize that to their advantage. Because if everybody was dark skinned around the globe, then everybody is the same. So they had to create a group of people to be different so that they can create the contrast, so they could create the Masonic map. You get what I'm saying? The
Right.
black and white checkers. Because if
Right.
everybody's black, like remember before they were like, let there be light. That means it was darkness. Dark. Remember Dave Chappelle? Darkness is right. When you talk about the, with you see Dave Chappelle when with Rick James and stuff like that, when his brother was like, he was saying he was darknesses and stuff,
Yeah.
calling black people darknesses. So maybe that's what it was. Let there be light, and the light was the white skin. Because when you see it, even those old classic photos, usually the most lightest person is kind of illuminated. The
Right.
illuminated ones, they were the angels. I feel like these white people were, or these lighter skinned people were created to create a contrast, and then they created it to where the focus was more on lightness because
Right. And a
everybody on
lot.
the continent was everybody in the world was dark.
Right. And I was going to do a video breakdown on that, talking about Ashtar Command. Ashtar Command is where the Canaanite bloodline come from, like Trump. Because if you look at the Space Force symbol, it's the same as the Ashtar Command, the Aryan race. Because Hitler wanted what's it called, a perfect Aryan race, right?
Hmm.
The blonde hair, blue eyes. If you look at what's it called, Ashtar Command, all of them got blonde hair and blue eyes. He was influenced by Ashtar Command. This shit galactic, man. This shit cosmic.
That's a band too. I
Facts.
just looked it up.
To Ashtar,
Ash,
yeah, look up
Ashtar Command
Ashtar
is
Command.
banned.
Ashtar Command, they influenced all type of shit. They was on the TVs. They did a show about them back in the 1970s, but they deleted the damn TV show, showing them right. They was right in our faces.
extraterrestrial. Well, isn't an alien nothing but a foreign being, right? So it's like a being that's not supposed to be here,
Right, but you
right?
got planet Earth. It's everybody. If you want to be technical, everybody's extraterrestrials here because we light beings, right? So we go to the dark side of the moon and get a human costume. These ain't number costumes we got. These avatars we got. These ain't number costumes. So you can technically label us extraterrestrials too. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because we energy beings. So we go to the
Well,
dark side of the moon, get an avatar, and we incarnate into a physical body, right?
yes, that's correct in the spiritual sense. Yes. What I'm saying is that remember we always go back to that Alien versus Predator movie.
Right, right,
So if we are the predators, right? The predators are the melanated Aboriginal people globally, right? That existed before white white skin or light skin existed, right?
right.
Then the aliens, right, which is the Astar Command, which is the extraterrestrial. I'm probably saying it wrong. Bleh, whatever. The aliens, they're a new species, right? They're a new life form. They're a new form of people because we've never seen like people light skinned people before. Everybody dark. So the aliens represent white people or lighter skinned people, the new people, the new
Right.
hominids. We're the predators. We're the old ones. We're the ones that created the foundation, which is why they were able to come in and find it. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? Because the aliens are considered founders, right? Because they founded the constant. They founded Earth, right? Like
Right.
in the movie, right? The aliens came down and they found that these predators was already living there.
Right, and that's why they say they found everything. Found it in
Right,
1819. Found you.
right,
Yeah, you're right.
right. Because it already existed. Dark skinned melanated people globally already was living here on this realm. Then whether these black nobility people created these other alien like people and made them less melanated, and then they were able to pop up and be around and walk around. That's why, like when you go to Africa and stuff like that, those albino people,
Hmm.
they're a lot of them are killed and stuff like that for their arms and legs and stuff because they see those people as like spiritual people. They see them kind of as like a charm. Like they find like albino babies in Africa are like murdered because those people take those babies and use them like in witchcraft and ceremonies and things like that. So I'm starting to believe that white people or lighter people skin people in general are a newer form of humans that were
Yeah,
created by melanated people,
yeah, they are.
and
They
and
are.
and and they use those people like they're using them now. That's why everybody want to be white because everybody was melanated before. It's just
Right,
like,
right.
oh, you see something that you look at somebody, it's like, oh, I kind of want my boobs to look like that, I want my butt like that. You're not thankful for what you have. You're just looking at that what that other person
See,
has in
see, that's
envy.
why I did that video breakdown talking about the big headed scientist Yakub. He's the one responsible. He's the one that facilitated the Caucasian albino race because that's why I said Astar Command. Astar Command. They influenced the big headed scientist Yakub to create this albino race. So that's when Hitler came along in the 1940s and said he wanted to create a whole new albino race. Right? He did this eugenics. He did the same thing Yakub did. So yeah,
Right.
yeah. You're right.
Yep, and that's why, like like Hitler did, or the people behind Hitler, the campaign. I would just say it's, like all of these are nothing but campaigns because all of these individual, Hitler, Mussolini, all of these individual characters, they're nothing but like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Like you could compare them to that, like because
Right.
we all know that that stuff is fake, but the whole message of their campaign was to perpetuate white supremacy and to perpetuate white is right, everything else is not, and that has always kind of been what has been happening for like a past couple of 100 years. So we know that this is new. We knew that this ideology and campaign is new. So before that ideology and campaign, there was something that predated it, and what predated it was dark skinned melanated people. And they had to come in and create these groups of people all over the world, these white races, to snuff out what was already here. and to keep whatever that they were doing underneath secret. So I believe that Jacob thing. Um, I need to go back and listen to that Louis Farrakhan because he had a speech breaking that down. Like I just
And
remember
look,
him
and look,
talking.
I did a video breakdown on that, and people got in my comments and said I was tripping. They try to debunk and negate the information I was putting out about the Caucasian, the Javentian, Mongolian conquistador out of albino race that they were genetically spliced in a fucking lab 6,000 years ago. They do not predate 6,000 years. They only been here 6,000 years. This is why they share the same genetic properties as monkeys, canines, and dogs in pigs because they six ether. Like when Drake says the six god, that's six ether energy. These are six ether beings. Pigs, donkeys, orangutans, they four ether beings. So they share the same albino Asians, they all share, they got stringy hair. They share the same genetic properties as dogs. This is why they have the same hair as dogs. It's stringy
But
and
they
long.
smelling like them.
Yes, because they were genetically spliced with pig, monkey, and canine genetics. This is why they said they fell with leprosy and went into the caves. And the dog, they said the dog's a man's best friend because they was letting the dogs lick their leprosy. This is real shit.
No, it's starting to. You need to see the Island of Dr. Moreau. It's a film I think in the 70s and the 80s about this island in the middle of like somewhere, and this like scientist was basically splicing. Basically, he was the scientist Jacob, right? He basically was splicing together humans and animals together, creating humanoid creatures on this island.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
that's exactly
Off the
what.
island of Patmos. Off the island, it's called the island of Patmos because he took 599,000 people with him. Some shit
Mhm.
like that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It
So
took them
they
a while to get it right. It took them thousands of years to graft these humanoids, the albino race into existence because they kept fucking up. They were so barbaric they had to put them in the caves because they were so hedonistic.
so that's why they were in the Caucasus Mountains. That makes sense
Yes.
because
Yeah.
that makes sense. You know why? Because remember how I was just saying about how Florida, white skin can't take that sun, right?
Right.
So it would make sense that their labs and everything would be in those mountains because white people can really only, I be seeing white people, it'd be like -4 degrees here, right? And with the windshield, it could go down to -14.
And they got on
When I
shorts.
say shorts,
When I
shorts,
went to high school, man, it'd be
short
like 10.
sleeves.
Yeah. It'd be like 10. I remember I was in high school, man. It'd be like 10 degrees outside, and all the Caucasian dudes, white dudes, they be having shorts on. I was like, man, they tripping. I said, we got hoodies on, we bundled because we can't take the cold. It's on
Long
our genetics.
johns.
We we, we are genetically we tropical people. That's why they call this. This is why the American landmass is called Turtle Island because this was a utopia. It's not meant to get. It's not really meant to get cold here. This, like
Right.
you said, this is why they were put in the Caucasus regions. They stayed in the Caucasus Mountains for 2,000 years before they even came back out. But they were so goddamn barbaric, we didn't really want to deal with them. But we trained them how to walk. We taught them how to talk. We taught them how to be civilized. You know how they try to call us savages and shit? No, that's how they really were. They were savages. That's why most wouldn't have survived the Dark Ages. Most of us wouldn't have survived the Dark Ages where the Caucasian race was roaming around because they were so goddamn barbaric. So that's why when they got here to Turtle Island to the American landmass, a lot of our ancestors didn't want to deal with them.
You know what? That makes sense. You know, it's funny you was saying that. I was starting to think about that anime Attack of Titans, and I'm not really a huge anime person, but somebody that I knew introduced me to that anime, and the whole point of that anime is that these creatures, these tall humanoid creatures, are attacking these people in these God, I need to rewatch it because it's a whole backstory and everything and how they kind of came up and it was like the humans were fighting these huge, tall humanoid creatures and they had to figure out a way to protect themselves because they pretty much was just consuming. They were pretty much consuming the earth. Damn, I need to watch that. Freak. I know somebody on here have seen that the anime Attack on Titan, but yeah, they're basically called Titans. So these Titans were coming in and just killing these towns of people and everything, and they were trying to protect themselves from it. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's pretty much what happened when they released these humanoids from the Caucasus Mountains. They were coming in. They had no society. They had no structure. They had nothing. They just pretty much was coming in, pillaging and consuming everything. And it came a point where maybe the people did overtake them, and some of them were able to be, like you said, civilized and turned into humans, and then the real humans and the Titans breeded together, and that's where these other white races were able to, and Asian races and lighter skinned races were able to propagate and flourish, and the
Right.
black community
A
was
lot
able
of
to
humans.
use them.
Right. A lot of us interbreeded with each other. Just like the Kenthays, they came over here and interbreeded with us, with the indigenous Indians here. So you got a whole lot of so-called race mixing, a lot of interbreeding, that spawns off different nationalities of people. Like the
Yeah,
Hindus, the Hindus came over here and interbreeded with us too.
I would even say uh, into different humanoid DNA
Yeah.
to go
This is why
deeper.
they had this, and this is why they have recessive genes. This is why their genetic makeup is so recessive, because they couldn't give them everything that we had. This is why we're more genetically dominant on every level. We jump higher, we run faster, because they couldn't give them the same. They couldn't give them everything that we had. A lot of them don't have souls either. A lot of them, because they have calcified pineal glands. So when I do hear a lot of albino or Caucasian people talk about they have spiritual connections and cosmic connections, I'm thinking to myself, well, not 85% of Caucasians have calcified pineal glands. So if you have a calcified pineal gland, that means you have no connection to source. You have no connection to higher self. So that's an oxymoron in itself.
Well, that's why a lot of them are so easily connected to the B system, and they're that's why, like, remember back in the day, like, people like black people, so-called black people, wasn't like claiming that gay shit like that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And if they were, it was like on the low, right? But in the white communities and the other lighter skinned communities, it was generally kind of accepted. Like that was some of their lifestyle and everything. And I think a lot of that has to probably do with their DNA.
It is. That's a Babylonian mindset. They brought the Babylonian mindset over here with them on them ships, because they were involved in homosexual orgies. Oh, all throughout Rome, all throughout the Greco-Roman Empire, they were doing bestiality. They were involved heavily into bestiality, heavily into homoerotic uh, orgies. This is why their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ was a homosexual. He was in a pederast relationship himself.
Is it bestiality if they're part creature as well?
Right, right.
Because here's the thing, right? To us, we might be thinking it's bestiality, right? Because we know that we can separate beast and man. But if part of their DNA to a degree is connected to these creatures, to them, it's not. That's why I feel like a lot of them white people be so obsessed with them dogs and shit, and be in just the relationships they have with these dogs are extremely unnatural.
It's
But
sickening.
to Yeah,
I'm gonna tell
it,
you. Look, I went to somebody's
that's they
house one
man.
time. I swear to God, I keep saying swear to God. I put this on me, truth. I went to somebody's house one time. They had a family portrait of the dog hanging on the wall. The motherfucker had on clothes. I tapped my brother on the arm and said, "Nigga, look." I said, "They got a picture of the dog on the wall with a hat and a shirt on, like he a fucking human." I said, "Come on." I put this on my higher self. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I'll never forget that shit. I was talking to my daughter about that yesterday, because me and my daughter was talking about that. She said, "Dad, why do white people do that?" I said, "Man, that's just how they are." I said, "You gotta think they were created on a material level. They came out of they have more connection to the canine dog, because they share the same genetic properties as a canine dog.
Then you
They
say
have hair like a dog.
Canaanite,
It's called
Canaan,
Canaanite bloodline. It's
right?
called the
Canine, right?
right,
Canine,
right.
right?
The
Canaanite.
Leviathan,
Yeah,
Leviathan.
canine. The root is canine. It's dog. They dog
Right,
people.
right there.
Oh my God, dog people. Wait a second. What was I
Dogma.
watching? I was watching some YouTube video and it was talking about, those old European, like it's like English, like portraits and stuff. And it was portraits and it was in books about these travelers going to these different, parts of the world and seeing these creatures. It was, and so some of the photos, it was like giants, and then you would find pictures of like nobility. It would be nobility. It was like noble people, but they had a dog face, dog head, and a human body.
Then they showing you
What
what
is
they
what?
have to show you what they are.
Right. So like, but that's the same thing. You see that same shit in Egypt, right? When you go to Egypt and you go on and you look at the pyramids and you see a lot of humanoid animal creatures. It wouldn't be too far fetched to say that those were actually probably walking around like that, probably walking, talking as well, and that these new form of these dogs are just a descendant of these creatures. You get what I'm saying?
Right. I get you saying.
Because it's just like, if who's to say, like, I'm not even gonna be in a mind frame. Oh, back in that day, they didn't know this, they didn't know that. Hell no, all that's out the window. I believe, of course, like I feel like you believe they were a lot more technologically advanced than they want to tell us. I feel like we're a lot dumber. I feel like we have they have regressed us. So who's to say that back in those European times or whatever that they weren't splicing together humans and humans to get humans and dogs together, and the humanoid dog was walking around talking and
They
shit,
were. They were.
working
If you look up,
working with the king, who was
right, if you my bad.
I'm sorry.
If you look up Leviathan 666, you're gonna see if you from the computer look up Leviathan 666, the Canaanite beast, you're gonna see somebody that look just like Trump with a dog body. A blonde headed,
Leviathan 666. What?
yeah. It's called Leviathan 666. Just type that in and it should pop up like a Trump got it like it's kind of like a being that looked just like Trump, but got like a dog, a animalistic body.
Oh, like a cheetah.
Yeah,
Oh, the beast as the Antichrist.
that's them. That's the Canaanite. That's the beast. They was created on a material level.
You know what? That makes sense why the Baphomet is half animal and half human. You get what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah. And that shows you, and that's a personification of Lil Wayne. You look at Lil Wayne's picture, half human, and look at his feet, his goat feet. The Baphomet, they all the same. That's what they worship.
Right. That's why they coming out with all them shoes like that now.
Yeah, that's their real form. They showing their real form.
So the Island of Dr. Moreau is a autobiography. I'm sorry, a uh, a what do you call it? Documentary then, showing
Just a
showing
documentary.
showing the humanoid animal creatures and probably how people how that new race used to be, and then they probably procreated them with some of the sellouts from the original people, because
Right.
definitely people from our side sold out.
They gonna start going extinct here in the next 40 years. That's why if you look, if I seen a clip, a news article of women in South Korea, they want to procreate with melanated men because they going extinct. And the same thing with
Right.
the Caucasian albino race. Here in the next 40 years, they're gonna be literally paying albino melanated brothers to go ahead to go procreate with Caucasian women. Watch
But
what that.
that's what the whole pass. No, no, no. They already doing it. But that's what the whole pass bro movement is about, right? So I'm listening to the Manosphere, and just when you said that, it made sense because and just like you said, South Korea, Japan, and all that. Now they're promoting brothers to go over there, and because they have these programs that in their countries, once a woman turns in Korea, they have a whole word for it, and in China, once the woman becomes over 35, in their eyes, she's unmarriageable. She's they pretty much call her a throwaway woman, right? So I think, for those people, they have a short fertility time span. Like I think maybe for melanated people, is ours is a bit longer because I've known women, brown women have babies up into their 50s, but for them, their fertility might be extremely short. And so that's why they're probably promoting melanated brothers to go into these countries and to, procreate. They're not even really telling them to go over there and marry them and create families. They kind of just
Right,
telling them to pump and dump. I know
right,
you heard
right,
that term before. So it's just like the type of cultures that they've created within the melanated communities for us to not care about our fertility, especially men, to not create to care about their seed and where their seed goes. Now these men, they're so filled with lust, right? They're filled
right,
with lust, and they don't feel like they really want to be responsible for those children. So they go into these foreign countries having these babies with these demons because a lot of these men want to be like, okay, American black women and American women are horrible, and I'm not saying that there's not issues, but to go to another country, those you don't know what you're going into. Anybody can sit here and act like they're submissive, feminine, and all this other stuff. But just like I told you about the siren, right? The siren was beautiful, petite, submissive, and feminine, and all of those shipwreckers are laying at the bottom of the sea because they were attracted to lust.
right, right.
And so
I,
that's the
I feel
same
like
thing
that's just
that's
a trap
happening to these
too.
brothers.
Right. I feel like that's just a trap going over there to Japan and South Korea. But then again, you got to think we heavily us melanated people, us melanated beings, we populated the whole world at one point in time. Like Australia, Japan was full of melanated people. Those are Javentians, those Asiatics. They wasn't there at first. We was over there, so they only telling us to come back to where we was already at.
Of course, but it's just funny how, what? All of those places that you name, what are those considered? Islands.
Right.
They're island style nations. Korea to a degree, Japan, England, all that area is kind of like they're not like big continental areas, you know what I'm saying? Sprawled out areas. They're containable areas where they could breed people. Like remember we were talking about in World War II, they had those orphan trains and they was pushing all them white children out. Like we didn't, I feel like World War II was just a smokescreen to push more white people out throughout the world. That's literally what it was because they brought a bunch of them over to the United States. They brought a bunch of them over to Brazil. That's why we go to Brazil.
Right.
There's a lot of
That's what.
Italians. There's a lot of white Brazilians there because after World War II, they shipped all them children there saying that Adolf Hitler killed all their parents. But I don't believe their parents even existed. They were lab babies that they pushed out the world to strengthen white supremacy and the smokescreen.
Right, and then white supremacy, them saying that they the majority, that's one of the biggest fallacies ever told. That's one of the biggest lies ever told. Like you said, they was dispersing them throughout the world. So now they call themselves the majority and all this other nonsense. Like, hi, y'all the majority. We've been here since day one. We just got spread it out. South America, North America, Puerto Rico, uh, Colombia. No one goddamn well. We all the same.
Yep,
African American, all this other dumb shit.
yep. Wow, all this stuff is just it's just connecting. Like,
Yeah, once you start really looking into it and you start putting the pieces to the puzzle together, it all makes sense. Like, okay, I see. Okay, at first when you get this type of information, it might sound outlandish. It might sound like, man, that shit don't. But then you start really like thinking about it and sitting on it, like, okay, that shit make total sense. You can just look. You can just look. Real eyes recognize real eyes. So me, I can just sit and see what I'm looking at. I'm like, okay, that's bullshit. There, I know what they did.
yep.
They reverse engineered every goddamn thing. Everything's
Yep.
in reverse. They flipped everything upside on his head.
Yep. Yep. Sure did.
That's what I'm saying. We've been. That's what I'm saying. Our people, we think like the colonizers now. Majority of our people think like the fucking colonizers. This is colonized land. They think they got a colonizer's mindset, and they still on that. And I'm just saying these colonizers, they still got like a divide and conquer mindset, ideologies.
They have to divide and conquer us because if we're together, then things will start to people will you'll start to have memories and things like that that you never had before. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes like even just us talking, right? It's pulling, bringing out other things from media, from things that we read, from past conversations that's helping us build on top of an understanding that we had but didn't have. So they don't want us together really even thinking about these things because it's going to start to uncover, the real true story and the real history of what has happened. Even if we don't have the real understanding and this happened in this year, this, we don't even, time is irrelevant. As long as you know the story, then you know that it happened and you can understand what took place. But when they start adding time to stuff and everything, it starts to confuse you. Once you start adding numbers to stuff, it starts to confuse you because then they can come in and switch and do that Mandela effect, which they're able to do because they're able to place these memories into your mind and confuse
Right.
you.
They got a time machine. They showed everybody in that Simpsons episode where they took that crystal ball they have.
Hmm.
They had this, so they able to see that's some of our technology that we had in ancient Kemet. This is Kemet. Like America, we all know this is ancient Egypt. This is Egypt right here. This is the promised land. This land is sacred. So a lot of our knowledge, a lot of our technology, they stole from us, but they do have a crystal ball to where they can see in the future, past, and present, and they can go back and change shit. They've been doing this forever.
Shit,
We
we live
can't
in
do
a
that no
crystal
more.
ball. We live in the crystal ball.
Right. That's true.
I was watching some video and it was showing how like all they needed was a couple of different elements, right? And they could create the blue sky. So who knows?
They
They're
time.
pumping all types of gases and shit into they all say sky is the limit. It's the sky is blue. We don't know what the hell the sky is because they're manufacturing that.
Yeah, that's got fake. That's what I'm saying. Everything they do, they break cosmic laws. Like them time jumping, going back in time, changing shit. They do it all the time. That's breaking cosmic law. And it was just like you said, the sky fake as shit. Ain't nothing here real. We literally live in a goddamn simulation. Ain't nothing here real.
I was
We
at the
real. The
beach looking at
only
the
thing here is
water.
real is us. Huh?
I was at the beach looking at the water, and as I was kept staring at it, it started to look like zeros and ones.
That's what the Matrix is. The Matrix is made up of zeros and ones. It's a computer simulation. Ones
It
and
was
zeros, X's and O's.
it was giving GTA waves. I was like, this should look like the Grand Theft Auto waves when you on your little speedboat and you trying to get further and further out past that invisible wall. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Have you ever like when I play GTA 5 and I sometimes you just want to try to get past that wall, the game won't let you. So you're on a little jet ski, you get past a certain limit in the Pacific Ocean, your jet ski just stop working. Like now you out of gas, okay?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can't go no more. So then you got to jump off of that, and then you start swimming. Once you start swimming, then you start to see that red dot. What's that red dot? That's the shark about to come and eat your ass. Like they won't let you get past a certain point, and that's just like the world that we live in now. Like you see, you could go further, but there's gonna always be something that pops up inorganically that's gonna just take you out, and where do you go back? You go back. They start you right at the hospital. You are right out of there.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's why I say you respond. That's reincarnation. You respond. Your ass go right back to the hospital as a baby. You come out of your mama's birth canal or her portal, Stargate,
Yep.
whatever you want to call it. Them lights hit your eyes. Your memories erased. You done. You do this shit all over again.
Yep. And Dr. Jacob or whoever, Dr. Pepper, slap your booty.
Traumatizing the shit out of you. That's what I'm saying. This place, that shit's wicked and evil. As soon as you come out of your mama's Stargate, the canal, you getting slapped. You getting slapped. They hitting you with the Man in Black with the amnesia laser. Remember Man in Black? They hit you with Will Smith was hitting people with the goddamn laser with the flash. That
Yep.
flash bang. So those lights are in the hospital.
Exactly. Those UV lights that they have directly shining in that area. So yeah, that's the first thing you see.
If a baby can come in, if a mom is mindful and she's aware, she would do a natural birth. Like she would go into a room with all candles lit and have a birth that way. That way, a baby, you have a chance coming in here. You can remember past life events. You are 2 years old, 3 years old. You're gonna be remembering shit from recanting past life events. You already gonna be up to date, up to speed on what this shit is.
Yep. Exactly. I don't know, man. This world is very reversed.
Yeah, man, this world fake as hell, man.
Then they
The
wrap
more-
then they wrap you in the trans flag on the low.
they put you in the trans flag, and they got pedophilia symbols all over the damn blanket. Like you all, like that's the introduction into Babylon. Like welcome to
Yep,
Babylon.
yep, yep.
You
And they
know,
don't,
welcome.
and you can't even bring in your own blanket, right? They
No, you
won't
can't.
let you.
No,
So it's like they force you to wrap your baby in the transgender colors.
that's why I say I don't care. All doctors are under demon possession, man. I don't give a fuck who they are. All doctors are under some type of form of demon. They are possessed by the matrix. They gotta be.
Well, they once they say those oaths, right? Once they say the Hippocratic oath, they basically sworn themselves to the beast after they've been brainwashed. So the oath kind of seals the deal. You know, it seals them to all of those demigods that allegedly founded the occupation in the first place.
Right.
Occupy,
And that,
right?
right. And that makes sense about old girl that was on the panel because she's a doctor. And she was telling me at one point in time she went to a party and they drugged her. And she was doing I thought so I'm saying I'd be putting two and two together. I said, that motherfucker was a like you said, confessing. They come on our channels and they come to confess.
Yeah, they
Cause
have
she had
to. They have to. It eats them up too much inside, and that's the same way when those celebrities be going through them humiliation ceremonies and things like that. Like they have to do those humiliation. It seems like a humiliation on our front, but to them it's just like a confession.
right,
You know, like when the men be wearing the dresses and everything. When now that we know they're not zesty, they're just females.
right,
And that zesty energy that we see, we call it, oh, that's just zesty. No, that's the femininity coming through. Because at the end of the day, the soul is female.
right.
And so when these people are coming on these panels, you know, confessing and just even talking, you know, if you a regular layman's person, you just like, oh, they just, you know, they just talking. But if you understand how these sex cults work, because I ain't even gonna call them Freemasonry, I'm gonna call them sex cults, because that's
Yeah,
what it
because
is.
I had to go back and listen to that live that we did. And then after I listened to the live, and I said, hold up, this motherfucker was on that confession. I said, I didn't catch it at the time because I really wasn't paying it no attention like that. But when I went back and watched the live and listened, I'm like, oh shit, I ain't even see it.
I did. That's why I was like, not to say this is what you are, but it's giving Freemasonry. So I had already kind of peeped game when they were just talking and talking how they was connected to these people that was blue blood and all this extra shit. I'm just like, you hobnobbing with them? You're hobnobbing to events that are invite only. You get what I'm saying?
It's like
VIP
when you say
only.
invite only, like somebody you gotta know somebody, like you gotta be
No,
plugged
you
in
gotta
and
be you
engaged.
gotta be in there. They ain't, you know, if fuck knowing somebody, you have to have done the rituals, or you have to be willing to be ready to do them. Or somebody already been like, okay, this person down. You know how I know they down? Because they did whatever I told them to do. And they're like,
Shit.
oh shit, that person eager. Bring them on. They about to put you through the Pandora's box ringer,
Yeah.
baby.
Then
And
that's
they,
what I'm saying. I started putting two and two together. So then that motherfucker said out of her own mouth that Masons are beautiful. And then the motherfucker saying like I was like, oh shit, that motherfucker's one of them. But then that person got a channel just like mine.
yeah, yeah.
Like wow, I was like, just imagine if that one person came on my panel confessing like that. It's thousands of other ones just like that one.
Yeah, we walk past them every day. I was just hanging out with a few. Not hanging out, but you know, when I went to the estate sale, I know the people. I don't like know them, but like I'm familiar. Like I'm not like be like, oh, that's my friend. I wouldn't say that's my friend, but I know that you know they definitely are switch skeleton. They're secret switch skeletons, and they're definitely in the fraction of the masonry because just the type of contracts that they get in different houses that they're able to get these estate sales to. And just going into that Freemason's house yesterday, and they were so blatant with it, they didn't even take none of that shit down. You think, they're not ashamed
And he
because
put
they
that
know
shit right
that.
on the table because he was bragging. He was being braggadocious about how he built the highways. So I started trolling him low key. I said, "You a master builder?" I said, "You a master builder, ain't you?" And then I said, "You a master mason, ain't you?" He said, "Yep, you right. You darn right." I said, "Yeah." He came out and he told me who he was. I already knew who he was, but
Very proud.
I wanted to hear from him.
Look, it's Pride Month. They're gonna be extra prideful. This is their month. This is their month. That's why.
It is
See, remember, it's Pride Month. It's the gay month. So remember, back in the, I never understood. I'm like, damn, all these straight people supporting. They be like, oh, allies, allies, they're allies. These people ain't allies. They part of it. They just secret switch skeletons. They ain't gonna come out and tell you that they the silent majority. You get what I'm saying?
right.
So they show up to these pride marches looking like a regular heterosexual family. But the thing is that the mother and the father is secretly inverted, probably since they was children, and they doing the same thing to their children. So you don't know. That's why people be like, "Oh, check the baby pictures." You can't check no baby pictures if the baby was switched at birth, baby. What you talk about? That's what
Right.
people ain't talking. That's what they not even getting to the root. People, the transgenders that identify as transgender, these are people that were born the sex that they were born, and they changed their gender later in life. That's who they consider transgender. But the people that were switched at birth, they don't consider themselves that. They don't consider themselves like them. They consider themselves that they're a more highly elevated people. That's why a lot of these people be walking around feeling like they better because they're a part of that club. And because you're not a part of it, you don't you're like, damn, why this person acting like they better than me? Why? That's because they plugged in.
Right, and you can spot them from a mile away because they got this like self entitlement, like yeah, like you said, I'm better than you. I got a bigger house. I got a 500 million. I got $1 million salary every year. I live in the best of neighborhoods. My kids got the best of everything because yeah, you plugged in. You wanted them. You inverted. The kids might be inverted. You wanted them. You done some horrendous shit behind the scenes.
But
Your
they earned
dad,
it.
your granddad was a preacher, a priest. He was involved in the pederast. He was involved in pedophilia. So y'all been playing this game.
Right. They've been involved in it too because you have to do that's a part of the religious order. That's a part of the religious requirements. So if they didn't necessarily do it to other people, they probably did it to their family members. That's why it's a lot of internal, abuse like that happens among families, and they keep it a secret because it's a part of their religious order, but they don't want to be honest about it because they can't. And
Right.
that's why some of them come out and they be capping about their abuse, but really what it is just promoting it to regular people. They're promoting that type of
But why,
energy to regular people.
but like, old girl, why they coming out and confessing it to people like us that's not a part of this shit? Like, I ain't got nothing to do with no masonry. I ain't got to get involved in masonry to touch paper. Or to have my way. I ain't got to get involved in none of this shit. Why they coming out and confessing us? Like, I don't give a shit.
Because they think we slow, remember? It all comes down to here's the thing about a lot of these gays and transgenders and stuff. They think you're stupid and slow, and the fact that they're able to what do you call it? What's the word? I'm trying to remember the gay term that they use. Not glamour, pass, right? In the gay world, especially in transgender world, it's about passing. Can you pass as a male? Can you pass as a woman? So the fact that they're able to pass and literally like they get off on deceiving. You get what I'm saying? They get off on the deception.
Right.
So the fact that yeah, they're gonna come onto your channel, they're gonna come onto anybody's channel and just talk they shit, and they're gonna and 99% of the masses is not gonna know what the fuck they're talking about. But because me and you, we have a deeper understanding and understand that who controls this realm, then we're gonna peep game off rip. Well, I peep game off rip when she was just talking about or they. I'm gonna say they because just because it's a female voice don't mean it's a female. They, they're proud. They're proud to say that I'm connected to the blue blood. They're proud to have these connections because to the
Yeah,
rest
it's kind
at
of it
wait a
was
second, the rest of them at the bottom can look
right.
up to them.
Right.
They want to be the pyramid is not for us. The pyramid is for them. because they're playing the game. We're not playing the game, so the game don't matter to us. It don't matter if we rise up or down. We don't give a fuck about that. They care about it because this is their world. They created this world to for them to ascend and to be for them to actually be trapped. They're trapped in that pyramid. So they're more slaves than us, to be honest, because we're outside of the pyramid. They're slaves. They're slaves to it. They're slaves to the beast. So
Right.
they can walk around proud as much as they want, but end of the day, they still have to abide by the rules of Satan. So they still underneath a slave master.
Right. It's kind of like, yeah, like you said, she was being very braggadocious in a sense. Like, yeah, I'm a part of this. I'm tied into them. Like, I'm part of the Illuminati. I was married to Kennedy's. Like, man, who gives a fuck? I don't. Who like? Why you telling us, dog? Like you said, we don't care. But like, they wear that shit as a badge of honor. Like, but you telling me like, we don't give a shit who you. If your last name is Kennedy and you tied into these people, who gives a fuck? Like good for you. You got to drink blood. You got to go get. You got to get ran through by 10 dudes and who that's what you got to do. I ain't got to get involved in none of that shit, but like they think that's what I'm saying. They think we don't have the intellectual gains to like peep it. They think that we slow. Like they think that we not smart, they feel like they not educated. They didn't take the time, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they don't care about the education because they know that the education is stuff that they created and it's not real. It's to keep us busy.
Right.
Education is to keep us busy and to keep us further dumbed down to what actually is going on. But they're proud because, you think about it. To us, getting ran through and having to do all those horrible things, we would be ashamed. They're not ashamed. They don't have no moral compass. These people are not born with souls. And even if they were born with souls, by the time they're able to even think about it in terms of reflecting and being like, oh, this is something that was bad, they've already been slutted out so much that their brains is split into two. You get what I'm saying? That's why they have to get them as a child and to separate the mind, to traumatize the mind through sexual violence and through abuse, so
Right.
that any type of human understanding of shame, of guilt, of regret is out of their bodies and out of their minds. So they're just walking around as shells for
Right.
Satan. So they're not going to be like us and be like, oh, I'm ashamed. That's why they're saying, I'm proud. I'm proud to be connected to the most degenerate family group in the history of the world. Because in their mind, they did all that work. It's positive to them.
Family full of degenerates, man. They love that
But they're not
degenerate.
degenerate to them. They're the degenerate, the most degenerate people in the world are the most prized. You get what I'm saying?
Right, right. And this is a special message to anybody listening to this panel. If you are agent, if you one of them, man, you gotta get off my channel, man. I don't want to affiliate with you no more. Like, it's just we can't and I regret giving you my number. I regret getting like coming in contact with you because I thought this person was like one of us, but just like I said, they infiltrate us and they come over here and make it seem like they want us, but they not. They work for the other side. Now I ain't gonna say they work for the other side. They one of them on some they live shit.
Yeah.
Masquerading as conscious and masquerading as spiritual is light beings, but in all actuality, these are fucking demons. These are soulless vessels. They have no connection to the cosmos. They have no connection to source, but they portraying like they do. The only connection they have is on a physical, material level. This is why they do rituals. This is why they stand inside the pentagrams when they get. That's what she said too. She said they had a pentagram in the basement. Who the fuck has pentagrams in their basement? Only fucking witches and warlocks and Eastern Star Masons.
Yeah. They
So y'all
proud.
gotta pay attention to what these people be saying, what they come on these panels and what they be saying, man. These people ain't who y'all think they are. I'm not gonna be led. I'm not gonna be played a fool again. You know.
Yeah. Happy Pride.
Yeah, happy pride, motherfucker. Be proud of that. Be proud. Be proud that you're a slave to material. Be proud that you only exist on a physical 3D reality level. That you only exist here in the matrix. Your energy can't be found nowhere else throughout the cosmos. Be proud that you only can be found. You only exist here in the matrix, motherfucker.
Hey,
to the one, like to the agents that's listening.
that's why they have to hold on to this realm as much as they can, and that's why all those apocalyptic films is about them trying to survive because they know that their time is coming to an end.
Yeah, it's over with. They got 7 years. The Leviathan, oh my bad, I'm pronouncing it wrong. Leviathan, the spell of Kingu, the Kali Ugu spell is over with. That shit is done with. And so they had 6,000 years. It's over. It's done. This is why the Matrix. This is why the Matrix glitching. This is why everything's shutting down. The Matrix is closing down because this the beast. The beast man system is over with. It can't keep it has it has an expiration date, just like milk, it expires over time. This is a corporation. This that was facilitated by the beast man. So their time is over with.
Oh, well, hurry up.
It's done, man. It's old. They know it too. The sun getting hotter, they know it. It's dematerializing their asses.
Well, they're not able to maintain it the same way before. Now they confessing because they said, "Oh, China created a sun." And, they're always trying to blame China, Russia, and all this little extra, all these other little, countries that they've put into the world, like, their enemies, and none of this shit is connected and everything. Whatever. Is
Yeah.
Chinese people even real?
No, they GMO too. This is no disrespect to my Chinese people. They all GMOs. They were created on a physical level. We come from the cosmos. This is real shit. They were created on a physical material level. This is why most of them believe in material shit. Who has most of material? Who has a materialistic mindset and philosophy? They do. We didn't care about that shit. And we wear jewelry and gold because that's in our bloodline. It's ancient shit. But like them, they more of a like they believe in the system more than what we do. I never believed in this system. I'm just saying they reap the benefits more from the system than what we do. You know.
Right. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. And it makes sense to where a lot of these cultures, it all revolves around the worship of money. Even when you go
Right.
to Africa, certain of those, like those Nigerian weddings, they spray money on each other. Making it rain and all that shit with the money and everything. All that, the making it rain started in Nigeria.
Damn. African culture.
Mhm. And they be killing me. These so-called Aboriginal Americans be killing me when they try to tap in so much to Africa, talking about this is not demonic, that's not demonic. White people is just taking it and turning it into demonic. Maybe the white people know it's demonic because it actually is. How about you? Ain't think about that?
Right.
Because if Africa supposedly is the origin, right, and all them little African creatures and witchcraft shit be looking almost on point with Satanism, I don't know what came first, Satanism or African or them religions from Africa that have a lot of horned creatures and witch doctors and all that type of shit.
Right. I get what you're saying.
Did it come from Africa? Because we talking about the black nobility, and everybody's always talking about everybody came from Africa, so all this shit come from there.
From Africa.
Yeah, the Satanism.
Man, I'm caught up in between on that question. They say because you gotta think everything all the land masses were connected at one point in time. So they say everything that them saying everything came out of Africa is a myth. I don't believe in that ideology because the ancient people, the original people come from here. So if anything, everything else is a carbon copy of us. Everybody else copy what we do, right?
So you saying Satanism came from Aboriginal black people?
Now I won't say it. Satanism came from invaders. That came from invaders.
I
Satan. When
don't
people
know.
think about when people think about Satan, they think about a nigga holding a red pitchfork with a red demon. No, that's Satanism come from aliens. Like we was talking about earlier, extraterrestrials. That comes from them.
Right, but who created the aliens?
Who created these aliens, the Dracos, and all these different
The
beings?
black nobility, right?
Those are Saturnians. That's where the name Satan comes from. Satan, Saturn, the planet Saturn, Saturnians. These Saturnians, these are benevolent beings, creatures. They stand 20 foot tall. They look like us, but they got widow's peaks. They evil. They demonic. They look just like us, but they evil.
I don't know. I've seen some Africans look like that.
Yeah, that's why
No,
the black
no
nobility,
cap.
the black nobility is bloodline. They Saturnian hybrids that come from the planet Saturn. You know,
I don't know. It's just it's a reason. It has to be a reason why all of these other races don't like us like that.
they don't like us
What did we do?
because they have a spell. They have the spell. The spell is that, and they know that we genetically. It's not even got nothing to do with genetics. They just know that we the originals. They just know. They can feel it. They know, but they don't want to admit it. I don't. It's hard. It's hard for me to answer that question too. It's just because I always think to myself too, like, man, why they hate us so much? Why they dislike us so much? But you got to think.
I'm thinking. I'm just trying to not understand, but like I'm just trying to understand who did it, who turned this upside down. You know what I'm saying?
Colonizers, invaders,
Yes,
space.
but I know I know what you're saying. But if we go back to what we were saying before about Yakub, which I ain't even call him Yakub, I'ma call that nigga Jacoby because I think that the scientist Jacoby was a so-called black person.
That
I don't
and you
think.
right. That's his name, Yakub. That's his name. That's who Jacob in the Bible is. That's Yakub. That's who he is.
Yeah, I call him Jacoby because Jacoby sound more niggerish. So that nigga is Jacoby or Jabari. Scientist Jabari created this whole thing, and that's what I'm trying to see. If the what is it, the first was the last or whatever, so that means the black nobility started this shit. Where did they come from? Did they come from Africa?
They in Morocco. They reside in Morocco. Where Morocco's in Africa, right?
Right, North Africa.
Yeah, they reside. They hide out in the desert over there in Morocco. That's why the Pope and them, the Canaanite beasts, all them Canaanites, they be kissing their asses, literally falling on the floor, kissing their feet. They kissing their ass kisses. They hide these niggas hide out they hiding out in Morocco in the desert, and they hide out in Sweden. That's why it's never been a war in Sweden, because that's where they set up at.
I don't know. They might be in Turkmenistan.
Yeah.
You can in Turkmenistan. There's no. You could kind of barely even really go there. That's kind of like one of those countries that's like it's really hard to go to. So I think they might be in Turkmenistan.
Yeah, probably so. And you know what they always say? It's a white man's world. No, that's one of the biggest lies ever told. Ain't no white man ever ruled this world. They don't rule this world. It's a nigga that look just like me and you that run this shit. They just hiding in the background. They using the Canaanites as puppets. They literally puppets. Why they hiding out? Like, okay, I'll go over there.
You
That's
call
what
them
they
puppets. I thought you said puppy. They are puppies.
yeah.
Puppet puppies.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody told me that the other day, said we am in this white man's world. I had to correct them. I said, no, man, it's a nigga that look just like me and you, but they ain't us. They run this shit, man. They've been running this shit for me for thousands of years. You don't even know it.
Yeah. And so what the so mm, that makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. It probably was some. I don't even really think that
You
they
gotta
were.
think, they put bad. You know, like somebody say, "Hey, man, don't let them put cables on your back. Don't let them put batteries in you. They put batteries inside of everybody else. They energized everybody else to do they dirty bitten against us because they couldn't do it themselves. They said, "Fuck it, let's go ahead and create all these other species of humanoids, beings, or people to oppress the originals. Fuck it, we can't do it ourselves because ain't that many of us. Fuck it, we gotta." That's what they did.
They created an army of soulless beings.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
they
I
had
saw
to get the
that.
My bad. They had to get the land somewhere. They had to get the land. That's what they wanted. They wanted land and resources. They pirates, man.
And that's why they got the skull and bones.
Right. It's like, say, I'm saying hypothetically, because we know wars are all staged. It's like Iran and Israel fighting against each other. They fight a proxy war, right? So a proxy war meaning like, okay, we're gonna fund this other side, or the other side funds the other side, but we're not gonna directly fight against each other. We're just gonna fund we're gonna put cables on these pawns' backs to fight against each other. We're gonna indirectly fight against each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the black nobility do. They indirectly fight against us. They it's a proxy. They fighting a proxy war against us.
Playing
So what I'm
both
saying?
sides.
Right.
Yeah, just to mind fuck, you know, whoever's left of the originals. Because I don't even think they cared about the races of people that they created in the lab. They don't care about them either.
Nah, hell no. They don't give two shits about them. They like they look at them worse than they look at us.
Right, because they know they mindless. And
They
that's why
might.
they had to create, that's why they had to create these buffer races. You get what I'm saying? They had to create the white race. They had to create these other, differences of people because, if before everybody, I'm not going to say everybody looked the same, but everybody pretty much was around the same hue globally. And I believe that the globe was hot. Not hot, but like a tropical, because we live in allegedly we live in a greenhouse, right? So we live in a greenhouse. Where the fuck this cold come from?
Yeah, that's them.
Every greenhouse I went to was never cold, baby.
That's
I ain't never
the
been in a cold
Draco.
greenhouse.
Those the evil reptilians that brought that technology here. They brought
Right.
that cold weather here. It was never cold here. It was like you said, it was always tropical here. It was always hot here. This is
Right.
why we was the only ones here at one point in time, because we was the only ones that can deal, because we out of Earth, we surface level beings, and you got inner Earth beings. So
Right.
within, so without, as above, so below. But we surface level beings, so we was the only ones that can survive, because we got and our neurophysiology, we got melanin, we got more melanin than anybody else. So I'm saying they can survive the cold because that's what they come from. They say it's cold on the dark side of the moon. Yeah, it's cold. It's not meant to get cold here. We're not used to that shit. It's not for us.
You know what? That makes perfect sense because um white people love climbing on mountains and shit and climbing on like cliffs and shit. They're probably more adaptive to that because I don't really be seeing niggas climbing on them sides of buildings and everything like that. It's usually some crazy white person doing that shit.
Yeah, 'cause they have more of a primitive uh mind, genetic makeup. This is why they always going under siege, trying to under, like that one song, Under the Sea. They all trying to go National Geographic, all this dumb shit, because they ain't been here that long. This is why this earth is fascinating to them. Somebody like us, like, okay, we've been here before, shit. We've been here billions of years. You can't even put a time step on how long we've been here. To them, this place is wonderful because they haven't been here that long to experience this place enough.
So basically, you saying, or we saying, is that they were born out of the Caucasus Mountains by Jabari. Jabari made them out of them. or
Yeah,
they
they come.
came
That's why they
they
call.
came out of the mountains and then one of the scientists saw them and was just like, let me see if I can hit him with a remix. So he hit him with a remix.
we,
He
they
hit him
wasn't.
with a remix.
They wasn't supposed to be let out those mountains because, like in Europe, melanated people lived in Europe, so we was everywhere.
Right.
So a lot of our ancestors started interbreeding with them, started having babies with them, and started letting them out the mountains. They wasn't supposed to come out the mountains. I think Moses took a bunch of dynamite and blew them up. They wasn't meant to come out of those mountains.
Moses, where'd he come from?
Not Moses. I think that might be bullshit. But some like they tried to get rid of them, but they couldn't. But somebody they end up letting them. They end up letting them out. They use technology. That's why Christopher Columbus, which I believe was an invert too, and the transatlantic slave trade was a bunch of inverts being brought over here. Transatlantic, you get it? Trans.
Oh yeah. Anytime they use trans, I already know what it's about.
But yeah, they use technology. That's why when Christopher Columbus got his ass over here, he said us copper colored Indians were the most what did he say, the most honest people that he ever came across. We didn't tell lies. But that's what they did. They used technology and trigonometry. That's what they did because they had the curse of Jacob. This is why they tell lies. This is why all history is his story. So it's them lies and fallacies. That's what they do.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't, man. So, do you think our overlords are human, or do you what you think they? Do you you think they're like Blade? Remember that movie Blade, where it's like it's always that one vampire that's been alive forever. You think they that old somewhere?
Who, like who? What you mean?
The our not I'm gonna say our overlords. I'm gonna say their overlords because the ones that are actually really controlling. Do you think these creatures, how old these creatures actually are?
Oh, they ancient. They've been. You gotta think. A day down here, that is like time. Like no such thing as time. But like yeah, they ancient. They ancient beings. Yeah, they've been around just as long as we've been around. This is a spiritual war. This is a galactic. This is galactic. This is a cosmic war. So they've been around just as long as we've been here. It's just they don't have a home for real. They go from different star constellations into different planets, hijacking the shit. They showed us that in the movie Avatar. When they went to that planet and hijacked the whole goddamn planet, cut down the ancient trees. That's the same thing they did when they came here. They cut down our ancient trees and they cut us off spiritually. That's how they got the upper hand on us.
Well, they also cut our trees in terms of our because our antennas on our head. You get what I'm saying? Like
Right, right.
yesterday, I was wearing my I'm starting to wear my like I've always had my hair natural and everything, but I've always not really worn like my actually fro, out and everything, and just the differences that I feel when I wear it. Like yesterday, the wind was blowing like mad crazy, and then I could just hear the trees was also, their afros was moving, and I felt that deeper connection just even with the trees as my hair was moving,
Right.
so I believe that what you said they probably did. And a lot of these trees that they have now are not organic to where we're living. And so
They all masculine. Yeah, you do look like melanated women. I was telling my daughter that I said, when you grow your fro out, you look just like that tree, just because you one with the planet. You organic. Like me, I got a small fro now. I've been growing my hair out. I got a small fro literally now because I'm about to get braids, and my hair it matches the environment. But before I had a fro, I had waves. I had waves in my head, so it looked like the sea.
and that's why it's a concerted effort for that's why it was a concerted effort to change our aesthetic, to change how we viewed ourselves, right? Because once we started to try to form ourselves to these foreign ideas of beauty, that's when we started to lose ourselves even more on a deeper spiritual level to the earth. Because a couple weeks ago, like I bought one lace front wig, right? And the lace front wig automatically is a human hair lace front wig.
Right.
And it's like I don't know who had that shit grew out of, right? I don't know whose hair that grew out of. I don't know what trauma they dealt with in even growing that hair, or what type of emotional state they've been in, and then I'm putting it on my crown. And so that's why you have a lot of these, melanated women around here with all these multiple personalities, because they taking these wigs off and putting them on and off, and they're putting this toxic glue on their scalp, And all of that is just damaging them on a spiritual and physical level. But because of the environment we live in and the world we live in, it's promoted. Oh, get a lace front. Oh, get extensions. Do all this stuff.
Right, and
And
right,
I think it's
and when
fucking us up.
when melanated women get that hair, what their hair look like? Look like European, look like Caucasian women's hair, long and stringy. So they trying to break down our essence. You see what I'm saying?
Not trying, it does. And that's why we have so many problems just interacting with each other, because if you start to really talk to certain black women, they don't want they're not going to acknowledge that, because they want the aesthetic so bad. They want to look like these drag queens so bad that they don't give a fuck what you talking about. They're going to put that lace front on and that glue, and all that's doing is just breaking down your own hair. They want to
Right.
say it's a protective style, but your edges is pushing back like Stevie Wonder. And
Yeah, they want to they got the natural organic woman dematerializing her anatomy willingly, because you got
yes.
go back to the 1970s. All melanated women wore out froze. They all wear off. They didn't wear no. With no lace fronts, with no extensions. They all wore their natural hair out.
But who didn't wear their natural hair? Originally, the people that used those wigs and stuff like that was white people. And
Right,
bonnets. Bonnets came from white people.
right. Yeah, their ancestors wore wigs. When the colonizers, they were slaves. We all know they were slaves. When they hopped off them slave ships, they had wigs and shit on. Thomas Jefferson, all them motherfuckers wore wigs and lace fronts and makeup.
Yep.
Look
All
like
that.
goat.
They had to disguise themselves, right? They were the original masqueraders. Them old masquerade balls and stuff like that. They were the original. Those, like, all the people in the nobility, they were the original drag queens, because a lot of them didn't look like who they presented themselves to be.
Right,
Some of them were sick with diseases and everything like that, but they couldn't look like were sick with diseases. Um, to the regular people, they had to look like they was healthy, so they put them all that makeup on and wigs and things like that to make them look more finer than they actually were. But they were probably disgusting creatures without all of that pageantry, which is what we have in now. All of this is just a trickle down from the nobility, the fashion, the way of life, the speak, the culture. Everything is just a trickle down effect from the black nobility all the way down. And now you have regular black women walking around with all this makeup on, and nails and eyelashes and all that stuff. And all that goes back to the drag nobility.
right. Life destruction, man. They don't. That's what I'm saying. And it's the colonizers. Have traits of the colonizers. That's what I'm saying. I see that women all the time when I'm out and about. I'm like, man, what happened to our women? Like they weren't, like you said, they wear these lace front, they wearing these wigs. What happened to you? So with your natural hair? Like they demonize nappy hair. They
Hmm.
demonize woolly nappy hair, dreads, braids, whatever we have, froze, whatever we have. They try to demonize it like it's bad. Even our skin complexion. I had one of my daughter's friends from school. My daughter came and told me, said one of her friends at school said, that's why your dad is so called black. I said, what the fuck that mean? Because I'm melanated, I'm carbon, I'm copper colored. That means I have my skin tone is pristine, it's perfection. Like, so what the fuck is he saying? You see what I'm saying? They try to, like, this is a hedonistic mind frame. This is how they think about us. And like you said, and it comes down from the black nobility to the lower levels. You try to get them like to push that shit off on us to make us self hate.
Yep. To have us destroy ourselves and to keep us away from figuring out who we are and our identity, because the more natural you are, then the closer you are to who your ancestors were before these aliens came in and switched everything. And they
Right.
don't want that. They don't want you to be a reminder, even if it's something that they might not even understand or know, and these people are clueless to us really, being the originals. Their jealousy, when they, even that person saying that, they might not even be saying it, with that deeper meaning and understanding. But because we don't understand who we are, we know that that's a deeper, that where that person is coming from is just a worldwide opinion about melanated people because they know
Right.
that we're the originals and they want to keep us at the bottom and they want our frequency to be low so that we don't understand that we're supposed to be here and we're supposed to look how we look and they're the foreigners, they're the aliens, they're the new ones.
We influence everything. Everybody want to be like us. Everybody dance like us. Everybody wants to sing like us. We have soul. Soul. I'm a soul man, soul brother, soul sister. That's for a reason. We have soul. Everybody want to move like us. Everybody fashion. Everybody wants to dress like right. Am I right?
Yeah.
It's for a reason. Yeah. Everybody. That's what I say. I said this before. Everything else is a carbon copy of us. They just copy everything we do and take it and just steal it and reverse engineer everything we do. And then everything we did have, they take it and then inverted it. They demonize it. So that goes back to Satanism. Satanism derives from them taking everything we had at one time that was natural and good and demonizing it, taking it and inverting it and flipping it upside down and then making it satanic. But when we had it, it wasn't like that. It was wholesome. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. But then you got some people on our side, you know, they rather than them, stand up, they fall in line.
Right, they conformists. Yeah, they all like. I feel like my mom and dad, like the generation before me, they were all conformists. They bowed down to this shit, to the beast, to the oppressor. They love that shit. Like I'm not going for it. Like I came here to break family curses and spells. I'm not going along with none of this nonsense. You can't try to sell me something. You can't try to sell me white Jesus and all this and Christianity and religion. I'm not with that. We breaking curses.
Look, some of them want to strengthen the curse because to them it's not a curse. It's what you need to do in order to get something.
Right.
They don't see them as curses. They see them as like that gospel and everything. Now I listen to it from a satanic point of view, because that's where it comes from. And they be talking about their trials and tribulations, how their God, which is Satan, has put them through trials and tribulations, and they overcame. Um, but their trials and tribulations is on some demonic stuff. Like they
Right.
overcame whatever Satan told them to do in order for them to ascend and to get higher on the pyramid, and they willing to do it. They're willing vessels. These people are willing. Ain't nobody forcing them to do nothing.
They doing it. They doing that shit. Here,
They do
here
it willingly.
I'm gonna get a new house. Here I'm getting a new. I'm getting a new. I'm going on vacation for a whole month. Here, sign me up. They'll bow down for anything. Like you
They're
said,
like, oh,
they do it for a $10 bonus.
yeah, yep, yes, they'll sell you out for a Klondike bar.
Yeah, that shit. It's foul, man. It's the truth. The truth hurt. The truth is more damaging and harming than a lie, man. Like. And we like when I first came into consciousness, I don't want to keep saying when I woke up because we always been woke. It's just about having a total recall. You just having to recall everything that you've been lied to about. So there's no such thing as waking up because you already been woke. You was woke before you even came out to motherfucking mama's womb. You just forgot the shit.
Yep, yep, and that's on purpose. They fill you up with so much information that it's hard to comb through, what's right and what's wrong, you know, and what's real and what's fake. And then they, add, and then you get the peer pressure of just other people. So even if you try to say something that may be, different, um, people have low self-esteem. So even if you say something, they might feel like, what am I saying? You might come up with a comment or say something that's actually real and true, but because everybody around you believes in the lie, you are going to be less likely to say it because you don't want to be seen like the odd man out.
Right, right, right.
And they bank on people wanting to have that acceptance.
Right. It's like my man, a dark and wondrous, be saying. He be saying it's a hive man. They got a hive mentality. They all hive minded. So if you coming along and you not hive minded and you going against everything they've been taught, that. That's why I don't hang with nobody. I don't hang. That's why I be seeing grown people still hanging groups and cliques with each other. That shit just odd to me. Like, man, why that shit just odd? Like, man, come on, man. You know, because you know it's not organic. It's not genuine. You know.
A lot of people are weak. They know that. And they created a world for people to be weak and lazy. That's why people are not going to fight against the system because they don't want to really do what it takes to really survive. Like, it's hard work. Like, if you know what? It probably is not even hard work. Let me take that back because that's what they want us to think, right? I believe if they never touch shit, we probably would be living in the Eden that they so called talk about in the Bible. Because if they didn't cut down all these trees, they didn't do certain things and everything, we fruits and vegetables and everything would probably be extremely abundant.
Right.
And we wouldn't have to worry about clothes. So we could see the gender of everybody. It would be nobody passing. You couldn't pass if you walking around butt naked.
Right. So I'm saying, yeah, you're right. They got everybody want these big ass clothes. They're trying to hide they form. They know.
Right, so they created this world for them. This is their world. They created it for them.
Right. And we just don't
They,
fit in. We don't. We shit. Like my little
we're
brother told me
not.
something the other day. He said those that can see the system gonna hate it. So people, I hate this system, man. I don't agree. I'm gonna disagree. I don't agree with the system.
Yep. Everything they do is to push them further and further um into their utopia, and their utopia is hell.
Yes, this is real life hell. People, that's what I'm saying. Christians are delusional. They deluded. You going to hell, like my nigga. You already in hell. You can't see what's going on around you, man. You already here. You already here in hell. You in the physical for one. That's a personification of hell right there. For two, you just look at all this chaos going on around you. So you in a burning building and you saying it, you can't see the flames around you. You delusional. You blinded.
Blinded by the light.
As long as they got a house and a comfortable living, they don't give a fuck. They millions of kids can go missing every year. That's why I tried to tell my mom last week. I said, so you mean to tell me you're going to negate the fact that hundreds of thousands, millions of kids go missing every year, and they being fed to these creatures, and y'all don't care about shit like that? You see what I'm saying? Like they just they deluded.
I'm surprised they didn't, because usually when you start saying stuff like that, people start looking at you like, why are you even thinking like that? You the weirdo. Why you thinking like that? When
Right.
it's just like,
It's
why
just like a
aren't you,
logical
why
question.
aren't you thinking like that? Like, you
Right.
think you think this world is safe? You think we
Like
live in a beautiful world? No, we don't.
Like this is just basic logic. Like, man, how can I wake up every day knowing that this shit's going on to innocent babies? That means you don't have no empathy. If you thinking like, man, what they got to do with me? That means you just don't have no soul, no empathy, no compassion. Just a soulless being.
Sorry, my phone. Somebody trying to call me. What were you saying?
It's all good. I was
Yeah.
saying like people don't think like they just soulless beings, man. But look, I gotta get ready to get up off here because I gotta go do this job. Shit, I'll fuck around and be late.
Oh
When
yeah,
you
yeah.
want
Get your money.
when you want the monopoly money, honey.
Hey, hey. I understand.
Yeah,
I'm
I gotta,
I'm
I gotta
sitting
go.
here working right now, talking to you.
Yeah, it's all good. I gotta go. I gotta go be a businessman. When you want to do a panel again?
I look. I'm pretty much. It depends on you. You the busy working man. Go ahead. You
Yeah,
tell
I'm
me when
busy.
you free.
I got 3 jobs tomorrow. I got a big job Sunday. I'm doing a mini mansion Sunday. This motherfucking place is big. It's gonna take me 4 5 hours to finish this place.
Oh man, make sure you have some water and snacks and stuff.
Yeah, I do. I'm taking a whole lot of water. I got to take some help with me too. And then I think Monday I ain't got nothing going. I'll let you know. I'll hit you up on email. Just let me know whenever you want to do a panel. We can do a panel anytime next week.
Okay, yeah,
Or
yeah.
anytime,
Monday.
or anytime during the nighttime. You guys just hit me up.
Yeah, I will. And be safe out there for real.
Yeah, I will. You already know shit. I'm well protected.
Hey, always. All right.
You stay up too. Good live. Good talking. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, same here. Missed the chats, but I'm glad we was able to catch something.
Right, right. I feel like you my sister from another mother, man.
Hey, that's right. Keeping it P.
You already know. You already know. Shit, good talking to you.
Alrighty. Bye.
All right.